ahead and start this now so that we can kind of wrap this up in an hour. So, welcome everyone. So, I decided to interview these two gentlemen primarily because I have been wanting to interview Tom forever since the earlier podcasts, and he's always busy on Sunday. So I had the opportunity to be able to bring him in, as well as another guest, because they both are not available on Sundays. So as such, that's what we're doing it tonight. Normally, the interviews will be encompassed with podcast. So it's just kind of a special interview. It's kind of nice because then we can, since I'm actually interviewing two people at the same time, we don't really have a time constraint. So it's actually one of the better things that we're guys. Tom is sleeping, as you can see right here, passed out by the alcohol. So, anyways, let's go ahead and start this up. I am here with Tom. Some of you guys know him as TPM. He's been a mod in my stream for a very long time. He was the number one mod, but I think Aramel is really vying for that top spot with the shoutouts and whatnot. I also have with me Jayllan, also known as Jay. Well, I call him Jay, anyways. He's also known as Casual Gaming. He's a streamer, and he's also a NIM raider, a NIM leader for that matter. He actually leads one of the teams that I'm very fortunate to be on, and so I'm very happy to have both you guys on here. So, what I wanted to ask, and I'm going to start with Jay. The reason why I'm going to start with Jay is because Jay is the gentleman that actually got Tom into NIM rating. So I kind of want to know a little bit more about Jay. Jay, how long have you been playing SWORTOR?
It's been very on and off. I think I started 2013.
Oh, so you've been playing a long time then.
Yeah, but like I take like breaks of like months at a time because I get bored.
And so when you first started playing SWORTOR, what was like, what did you primarily focus on? Was it always reading?
I was like pretty much all about the story content, not like operations, just like actual story, like the storyline of the warrior and the inquisitor and all that.
Oh, okay. So do you have, what's your favorite class then? Would you say it's the Inquisitor or the Warrior?
For the story part, I really like the warrior and that storyline. The others I did once, but the warrior is one of the ones I was willing to do like three.
Okay. So what got you into raiding?
When DF and DP name came out, they had the cool armor set, the one that like blinks and like lights up. So like I wanted to get that, but like I was at the time since I was only doing like the planetary dailies and weeklies. I was like, yeah, I need to get into this, and then I started off in a flash.
And then worked your way up.
Yeah.
To, now, was there someone that was instrumental in getting you into? At that point, it was they were called Nightmare Raids. Was there anybody that brought you in, or how did how did you get into raid? Group finder at first, and then get on a team type thing?
I wasn't on a team until TOS came out. Before then, it was all fleet pugs, and 90% of them were terrible.
Oh,
But still, it was also good because it helped me learn what not to do and what to do better and stuff like that.
yeah, definitely. I think I know I'm learning a lot, like every time that I do raid. No matter how many done the process to let's say the final class. I'm learning. I'm still learning. I think that's what you do, right? Till it's like you don't even think anymore. Um, Now, other than raiding, what else do you do?
Not much anymore. Like ever since I like started hard mode rating and nightmare rating, that was pretty much all I did. I didn't really log on for anything. Like I'd hang out with like people online because at that point I don't think I was using voice a lot. So like we just hang out in game and just try to like get fleet pugs going.
Now, do you have any PV?
Every now and then. I don't do ranked though.
Is that something that you like to do? Have the time, or it's something that because there's a lot of people that
I mean, I enjoy it, but not enough to like do it a lot. Just like every now and then when I'm bored, just kill.
now how many raid teams do you lead currently?
Only two right now. There's a Friday Saturday one that I don't know if it's gonna continue or not. But if even without including that, I'm gonna be in three groups now. One that I'm not leading.
Oh, nice. Now, so let's talk about the different rating. Now, you started rating, I guess, for a long time now already.
Yeah, let me
Is there
check my achievements for when I actually start that KP and EV story mode stuff.
now what would you say? Now, obviously, the gear has changed, right? Because we're getting better and better gear. Would you say, outside of that, would you say that much the outside of just gear alone, that the raids have remained the same, like difficulty wise?
I forgot when what update it was, but there was they like gutted a lot of story mode mechanics. Like TFB Kefis that used to have the like right now it's just burning him to 50, but before you had to take him to pillars and then he would target someone and he'd knock it down. What happens in hard mode and nightmare? That used to be in story mode, but like you could sort of ignore it, but it was better if you didn't. But like now it's just not there at all.
So the
So
mechanic
like
itself is no longer
yeah,
there.
like a lot of mechanics just got taken out of story mode.
So would you say it kind of got easier then?
Definitely,
Oh, okay.
it's like, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the question, or not really the questions. Excuse me, the topics from yesterday, uh, talking about how things have gotten so much easier now, and that's what a lot of MM craft is, which I came from. Um, okay, so as far as gods, now have you cleared gods?
I only got up to I only cleared up to sisters in the
Now, is one of your teams actually progging gods?
no, no, like I was on a team called Central that was doing it. I think we killed Hythe if I remember correctly. But after that, the team sort of disbanded. No one really wanted to do God. But no, like I wasn't a fan of doing gods either because I didn't think I knew hard mode enough to do Nightmare, and I don't like going into something unprepared.
Yeah. Well, you have Tom. Tom's on Nightmare. Tom, did you clear gods?
No, my team's progging Nimskiva.
Okay, yeah, you guys did clear. Did,
Yeah, we've cleared Nahut twice now.
yeah. Okay. Huh. Okay, so have you taken a look on the PTS, the new op?
No, mainly because I can't download the PTS. It's given me some network error and it doesn't download past 0.05%.
Oh,
Just
huh. Now, Tom, you've seen it, right?
I've seen bits and pieces of the new op. I haven't beaten the third or fourth boss, so
Oh, okay.
seen the first two.
What were your thoughts about it?
I feel like there's a lot of story missing. The like there is a lot of story missing on like why is Zircon Duxon? Why are we killing all these animals? It's, there needs to be a lot more story development to make. I just hope it doesn't feel like Ravagers, where it's like, oh yeah, let's do Ravagers, where there's like really. Ravagers just has a random story, like, oh yeah, we're gonna help a pirate take his ship back, and then he double cross uses you in the end. That's kind of what the story of Duxon feels like. Is like it's not really going to have that all inclusive story.
But do you think the storyline might be up to that?
I mean, if they do Duxon right, maybe the storyline will make sense and the operation will make sense. But I mean, right now the operation storyline doesn't make sense. It's like, why are we going to Duxon? Why are we going to Onderon? Like, so I really hope that it all gets fleshed out in the story and that it works cohesively that way.
I feel like a lot of the story part of this game sort of fell apart after McKeb. I don't even know if McKeb was that great of a story.
I'm not even sure it's after McKeb. To me, it feels like the story loses discontinuity after Oricon, after 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 Dread Palace. Like, because I think the next event, the next thing after the next thing after Dread Palace is like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to Rishi. Was did Ravagers come first or TOS?
I have no clue.
I want to say, I want to say Rishi came out first with Ravagers, and the flashpoints that coincide with that storyline, like the Revan storyline, and then like story wise, you go to Rishi and you fight all the pirates and you face the Revanites, and then the Revanites send you to Yavin. It's like, I don't know, the story makes more sense going up until like DP, and then it's like the for the longest time in the game, like, what's the big baddie that you're trying to face? You're trying to face the Dreadmasters. The Dreadmasters were released or had a part in EV. They had something to do with Karaga. Um, then you go to EC Nim, where it's like Kefis is like a minion. Then you go to SNV and you face your first Dreadmaster. You go to TFB and TFB is released by the Dreadmasters. Then you go to DF and DP. But I mean, after that, it's like you leave that story chain and you go off to Revan.
I mean, even before the operations, like they were out in Belsavis, and you freed them if you were on Empire side. I don't know what happens on Pub side, but like you like let them out of their prison. So like I sort of like that because like I did all the planetary storylines when I first played, and then seeing them back pop up back again was really cool for me.
Okay, so I want to get back to knowing a little bit more about Jay. So now I'm going to ask you some questions of Jay. How long have you been streaming?
Mm, I think less than a year.
Oh, okay.
Not.
What made
Uh,
you, decide to stream? Was it because you wanted to stream raids or you just wanted to become a
no, I was just about to say comments on that. I don't remember why I got it. I think it was like mainly to show like to because one friend was bored and was like, hey, like throw a stream up so I'm like not bored at work. And I was like, okay. And then from there on, it's just like I'm like every now and then I stream, and it's like sort of became a thing. I don't know.
And you also have a YouTube channel as well. I know this because I or sub to you.
Like I made it to make guides for stuff, but then I got very lazy, and then I stopped making guides.
Is that something you may do with the new gearing system in 6.0?
Now that was when level 65 was max. I think I made a full TFP guide.
Oh, okay. Now, would
I
you
think that,
do add
that
to
might
that
be it.
though in 6.0, do you think? If you weren't lazy, let's say, is that something that you
If I
see?
wasn't lazy, then yeah.
Okay, so I know because I was Tom brought me in on one of your teams. You went on vacation. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody knows, but you went on an amazing vacation for months, or at least a month, right? So what prompted
Yeah.
that?
I don't really know. I was just like, I haven't really taken a vacation since I was like 4. Every time I like went out back to Korea was for one of my parents. Um, my parents, well, my grandparents' funeral. So like it wasn't really there for fun. It was just there to be with other family members. So I was like, I want to actually take a vacation, and then I just saved up for it for a while, and then just now that I'm back, it's sort of like back into grind of getting my life all set.
Now, you went on when you went on vacation though, you traveled like pretty much you went cross country.
It was both fun and not fun at the same time. It was really fun to meet a whole bunch of people, but it was way too much driving, especially alone. If I were to ever do that again, I'd want at least 2 other people with.
Oh yeah. I know cuz I was surprised you did this alone. Like, wait, what? I want to be on the suitcase. I want to be in one of the suitcases cuz he was going all over. Can you just list out where you went, where you started from
Yeah.
and where you ended?
So I actually left my house a lot later because I think I stayed up late raiding, which wasn't that good of an idea. So my initial plan was to leave around 8 and get to DC around like 12 so I can actually look around. But I left at 12 or like 2 around there. So like I got to DC around 6. All the museums were closed. It was just I still walked around the parks and stuff like that. Saw the what is the pillar thing? Is that the Washington Monument? I don't know. The one it was in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, it's the Washington Monument.
So like I got to see that stuff and then the Lincoln Memorial, but I didn't really get to spend much time there because I left around like 3 a.m. because I couldn't fall asleep. But then after DC, it was 2 cities in North Carolina, and then from there, I hit was Memphis, Tennessee, the music town.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But again, I got there late, so like I didn't really do much, and because I did have like a time schedule to get to LA to catch a flight, I didn't want to risk it, so like I just stayed one night and then just left immediately in the morning to Dallas. Dallas is where I met Toby, and then from Dallas I went to El Paso, met a childhood friend of mine, and he actually drove back to New York, and then we sort of got back home around the same day, which is sort of funny. And he took the route that I took to get to El Paso, so he went back up to like Memphis and then North Carolina and then back up to New York. But I kept going. So from El Paso, I went to Arizona, and then from there to LA.
Oh, so you flew to Korea from LA.
I flew to Japan, and then I spent about 6 days there, including the days I got there and then I left. So technically only 4 full days.
Wow.
And then from the west side of Japan, I took a ferry up to Japan, not to Korea, and then spent the week there, and then flew back to LA. I drove back drove up to Seattle, and then drove all the way back over to.
Oh my goodness. So from Seattle, you this drove all the way back to, did you say New York?
Yeah, I hit up Mount Rushmore, which was a disappointment because they were doing construction, and we couldn't really get near the faces. We were like super far. And then from there went to Wisconsin, Chicago, Ohio, and then New York.
Wow. No, did you get? I just want to know. Did you get Wisconsin cheese?
I did not. I went there to meet a friend of mine, and then I got there around like 10, 11.
Oh, okay. Did you get at least Chicago pizza?
Yes, I was thoroughly disappointed.
Oh, were you? Well, you're in New York, so I mean, I'm sure you get some good pizza there. I'm in LA, so almost same thing. You were disappointed.
Very
No.
much. It was like I got the pizza and I was like, "Hey, where's the cheese?" And it was like it was underneath the whole thing. It was
Like
with the vegetables. So
right,
like it was like steamed vegetables, which is I don't like.
steamed vegetable.
Yeah, because they like stuff it in with the cheese and the sauce, so it's like it's not actually like because when you have the toppings on top, it's sort of like they're being like actually cooked.
Yeah.
Like when they're in there with like liquids and stuff like that, it's like it's like
Oh.
boiled vegetables.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all. Yeah, I'd be disappointed too. I'd be like, yo, I want my refund. So yeah, I know because we were raiding. I think you even showed up on one of the raids actually while you were on your trip, and or on something. I remember.
I mean, I popped in Discord when I was on the night of DC because I couldn't.
Yeah,
But that was about it.
yeah, because it would say Jay's either driving, Jay can't sleep, something like that, and then he was supposed to sleep, and then I heard, "Well, I'm gonna go drive now," and I was like, "What?" It was like middle of the morning, even for me. But yeah, that's an amazing trip. Now, so you went to Japan. Is is it just because you just wanted to go visit Japan? Like that's a
Yeah,
place you wanted to visit?
I mean, other like just from like documentaries and like YouTube videos and like even from anime, just like the scenery of Japan was like really pretty, and I really wanted to check it out. And then the culture as well.
Wow, what an adventurer, Jay the adventurer. I wish I could do that alone. I am not good with those type of things. I definitely would need someone next to me that I could get along with for all those for a whole month or however long it took. How long were you gone?
I left on the 1st of August, and then I came back around the 4th of September, maybe.
Oh, okay, so you were gone a month though.
Yeah,
Nice, very nice. So how is it being back at work now that you've been back to work for a while?
it's boring.
You're like, damn it, I need to go back on the road again. I totally would feel that myself.
But no, I feel you though. What you mean by like you wouldn't need someone to have with you, because like being in Japan, like doing that sort of stretch alone was sort of, I guess, lonely in a sense. Like while it is sort of like really fun to just like be on your own and like discover a country that you have no knowledge of or very little knowledge of, speak the language very little. It's like it's a little lonely. On my last day there, I got to meet someone that was from Europe, so like being able to have someone to talk to was really nice.
Yeah, I'm not good. I'm not good that way. What about you, Tom? Are you good with doing that? Like I'm the type of person that can't go watch a movie myself. I don't. I've never done that.
No, I don't like watching movies by myself, and I don't think I could travel by myself. Like all the driving, I'd go insane. Like there's only so much radio I could listen to before I just crack.
That's why they got Netflix.
Are are you telling me you were watching Netflix while you were
What?
driving?
No, that's illegal.
It's like,
Good.
no. Shh.
Good
no,
answer, Artisan.
No. Okay, so I wanted people to know about your vacation because I know the rest of your team knew about it because you were gone for over a month. Another thing I wanted to get into was what what's in the future? Like, what do you have coming up? Is there anything that you're wanting to do, whether it be in game or not? You mentioned earlier that you're playing a new game, and you also did a playthrough set as well. So,
Yeah, Control is a lot of fun. It's like you sort of get to use it, it's pretty much like the Force. You pick things up, you throw them, like that commercial of the gym thing. I pick things up and put them down. But like, yeah, you like make a shield out of debris, and like so it's really cool. Like it's you sort of got to play it or like to like get the actual feel of it. And the lore is really good. It's not just like all reading. They got like some videos in there, some audio stuff in there. So it's really nicely tied together.
so, so you're playing other games right now. So, is it because you're just waiting for 6.0 to drop, or is this like, well, I'm doing the rating, but then that's very understandable. Out in- but what about what do you see that you're wanting to do? On vacation again? A year or 6 months or next week? What's in store?
Well, you know how like um, a lot of times college students take like off a year before like going into. So this was sort of like that, and then like all right, let me take a little while, take a break, and then when I get back, just like go full throttle and stuff like that. So in next year, I'm hoping to get into, um, or like not hoping, I'm gonna join the Air Force, finish that off, and then get my bachelor's while in the Air Force. And then while that after that's finished, and then like my service is done, gonna go teach abroad both in Japan and Korea so that I can like fully immerse myself in that, and then like learn more about those two areas. So that's gonna be what's gonna be going on in the next 10 years.
Do you mind me asking how old? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
Well,
It's fine
I
if
gotta figure out. Well,
because
I don't remember exactly either because I don't. I think I'm 24.
You think you're 24? What do you mean?
I don't remember
he
because like
doesn't do math
I
well.
don't keep track. It's like it's not that important.
You don't remember when you were born?
I remember when I was born. I just don't know like how long it's been.
What year were you born?
95. So
Okay.
yeah, it's 20, 24.
Yeah,
If you
24.
had your birthday this year, yes, you'd be.
You could be 23.
You could be 23, depending on when your birthday is.
I was thinking I was either 24 or 26.
Oh well, there you go. You got 2 more years to goof around. But wow, this is you have some congrats on deciding to go into the military. I'm a military brat. My dad was my was a Navy SEAL, so I'm definitely a military brat, and I totally support. It's probably the best route that you should go to if you're wanting to uh, get free college, which is very expensive. Very. So good on that. And I got a lot of respect for you that you're able to go on that whole over month long vacation on your own. I would have been calling someone saying, "Yo, can you come spend time with me?" I probably would be talking to people on Discord or something and call, "Hey, keep me awake."
I mean, I was sort of doing that. Like, well, especially on the road, like when it was at night.
Like, I'm bored.
Yeah, it's just like, let me lurk in your channel while you guys are raiding so I can just have something to visual.
Yeah. Wow, now you heard it here. He was watching the raid while driving.
What? No. That was through Discord.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, is there anything that you'd like to tell anybody about that we may not know about you, or like us, that you'd like to share?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
I mean, Arjison, you're not going to tell us about, that your holographic wedding?
Hey,
Jeez.
there was no wedding. It was just a sale and a contract.
A sale and a contract. Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
This sounds like we need to find out. Aramel's like, oh, really? Did you break the contract? No. Um.
He broke the hologram. That's all we know.
Okay, so I do want to know this before I get over to Tom. I want to know, what were your thoughts and how did you meet Tom?
I mean, the long version or the short version?
Whatever you want
I
to
mean,
share. Whatever you want to
the
share.
short version is like, I joined Blitz and then he was in there. And I was like, hey, he's not a bad healer. Let me invite him to other stuff. And then just sort of took off from there.
Oh, okay.
And then, but yeah, like I invited him to some of Cat's runs, Katarina. And then people started inviting him without like me inviting him. And then that's sort of how he got into the NIM community.
I swear, I got all my NIM clears before I even joined a team.
Yeah, that's what happened to me too. Because like all my hard mode clears were purely through fleet pugs. I wasn't part of any teams. I didn't know teams were even a thing. Until one day I was in a DF and someone was like, hey, like, you're a good healer. Want to be on our team? I was like, sure. And then we progged TOS, Ravagers, and then started going into NIM, but I left before they started SNV Nightmare because I was like, you know what, I'm bored. I'm gonna take a break from the game. But during that time, I met Glor somehow. I don't exactly remember how. All I remember is him whispering me one day, asking if I was really gonna quit, and he was like, and then I was like, who are you? But when I came back, he invited me to Nightmare stuff, and then like, turns out he's like, in my opinion, one of the best raiders in the game, but he's sort of quit now though. But yeah, he was the big person that got me into nim raiding myself, while him and Kat, because after I came back from my break, which was in like March of 2018, they like invited me to stuff, and then that's when I got my.
You're definitely a phenomenal player, that's for sure. I mean, people talk about you in other teams. Oh well, Jay can do this. He has something where he can go here. And let me see. I think hopefully with I have a goldfish memory. Everybody knows this, but I think it was on Revan. Did you get two interrupts, the tank as well as the DPS?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember someone saying something about that. And then there was something about EC too as well, if I'm not mistaken. They're like, "Oh yeah, Jay can get both the tank and the DPS interrupts." And I'm like, "Oh, damn." So,
Yeah, it only works as a jug though.
yeah, that
'Cause
they
it's
were
like,
saying it was a jug, yeah. Actually, I think it was Trey. I don't know who it was to be honest, but somebody did say it and your name was brought up. So, thank you. I do want to thank you so much for uh I guess having me on your team. I guess that Tom brought me in and then Tom left. So now I'm your problem. Sorry. And I'm trying my best. But thank you so much. Is there anything that you would like to say to like upcoming raiders, people that I mean that want to start getting into raiding? Like any advice you could give them?
do hard modes?
Do hard
'Cause
modes?
that's like my whole big thing. Is like I want like if people before getting into Nightmare for them to do hard modes, because that's sort of what I did. Maybe not for as long as I did, because like I was in hard modes for like 2 years, and those 2 years were nothing but fleet pugs. So it's just uh, like I think it's good in that you get to learn a lot of things that you normally wouldn't, especially if you were in like a good group. And like it forces you to compensate for things that may go bad. It makes you be creative and stuff like that. Like a lot of things I've noticed since coming back was people call stuck a lot because everything ever since it became known that it was a thing you could do, I think people were just using it. And a lot of times, like 30% of the times people call stuck, I'm always thinking in my head, but this is still doable.
Let's try to solve, try to figure out a way around this. Let's
Yeah,
not give
because
up
like
type.
yeah, I don't think that's like a great mentality to have, especially for nim writing. Like it pushes everyone when something goes wrong. Like say like you're healing and your co-healer dies, and it's still. I mean, for the most part, it's still doable. It just makes it a lot harder on you as the healer that's alive. But and that's a DPS. I mean, can't really do
These
much other than DPS more and stuff.
or
Yeah,
use their DCDs
like
properly, whatever
yeah,
they
if you're
can.
if you're playing as DPS and you see a healer down, like popping DCDs at proper time.
That's more knowing your class too. Okay, class and
Yeah, yeah, because that's all stuff I learned from hard mode. So like going into Nightmare, it was literally just adding one extra mechanic, and that was it. But like the timings of everything stayed the same, so it was not that big of a trend.
and it too. I mean, I can say that it also is the group. How well does the group kind of meld together, personality wise, as like I guess class wise, etc. But I think if you just together as any group matter, I think matter of not giving up, giving up
Yeah.
and trying to do better. You can only control rates. Try to.
I mean that's like the big thing why I'm doing the whole let's not use Discord in our DP runs and the,
I know. I was surprised that you guys were all in Discord because I didn't go into it until later, and I'm like, oh, they're in Discord. Okay, I thought we
yeah
weren't supposed to.
I forgot about it until like 5 minutes after we were on the
And
Discord. I
then
was
you
like, oh
you were
wait,
like, okay,
I
wait.
forgot this is what I wanted to do.
It's a good point. I know you made me nervous because I was like, where's my paper? Because I had wrote it down when you were telling us, but I don't know where the paper is. I probably have it somewhere. It's probably written on the back of something. And I was like, oh my god, I need to know when do I pop my raid buffs because I want to do it right, and so that way I can know. I mean, being aware, like that extra step of remembering, right? Whereas until I've done it enough times, for example, that it becomes like, oh, I just automatically know, and I have to get to that stage. And it's just a matter, continually. Sometimes once or twice enough, right? Because you forget, or at least I do. But, well, thank you, Jay. Thank you so much for being here. I'm
Yeah,
so
no
pleased
problem.
that you came in. And again, thank you so much for having me on one of your teams. And so I'm going to pass it over to Tom. Tom knows exactly because Tom's one of my mods. He moderates my Discord as well as my Twitch. Tom, everybody knows you. How's it hanging? What's going on with you?
Hangs.
What's going on with you, Tom? Tell everybody about something about you besides knowing that you're a mod for almost everybody's channel. You're a big Nim raider, healing all over the place. Tell us something about you.
Oh, I'm not a big name writer. I'm just one who's consistently on. Um, there's not much to me really. I just started a new job at Amazon, doing the wonderful job of picking items from the robots. The robots are super smart. They're like they're really fun to mess around with and see work. Um, but no, other than that, I mod for various streamers. I helped out with entering operations for Lady Ran. Um, just overall active in the community.
So, what have you noticed through the like since you entered it? Let's like how long have you been in the now that it yeah, I don't even know how long.
I've been playing SOTOR since 4.0. I took a break at the beginning of 5.0 because the gearing system was just really crappy with how they decided to implement the command system. Like it was really slow, it was really grindy. It so I just didn't want to sit and grind on the same character for like months just to reach like rank 300. Like reaching rank 300, like double CXP, you can do that in like during the event. The beginning of 5.0, it's like, oh yeah, you got one crate a day if you were playing for like a minimal amount of time. So it wasn't very casual friendly. So I just kind of left the game at that time.
Yeah, I had a friend who like did the grinding. He would go into GSF and literally do that for a full day to get one tune.
Wow, you can do that in one day.
I don't know how long it took him, but he would just be in GSF when he wasn't raiding.
Yeah, all my I want to say I have 20, probably about 32 right community. But I will admit, I was there on a life event and I was throwing snowballs at the and getting and that's how a lot of my teams got hopping and
Snowballs.
and doing all the dailies, which still is profitable once a week. Just get it for the week. So, what else has been going on?
I mean, not much. I've had to reorganize raid teams and drop raid teams and various things of the sort since starting work. Currently, I'm on a team in Elitus that's doing NimGods. We're consistently getting to Nahut. We've cleared Nahut a couple of times. We're progging on Skyva and learning those mechanics. It's all very fun.
You guys prog that nightly, don't
3 nights a week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays.
you? Oh,
Then, like, if we can add it in on the weekends, we try to.
oh, okay. That's what I.
Well, I mean, we're trying to we're trying to clear Isaacs before the end of this expansion. So before the gear grind happens again, that's really what we're trying to do. I don't think we're gonna. We might attempt if we get really good at it to go for like Slayer of the Machine Gods, but I think that might take a little bit more consistency as far as like people and timing and all that. And I mean, we have a month and a week or so, unless they push back 6.0 again. So,
So besides rating, they, I mean, obviously, what else do you like?
I PvP. Um, uh, I've recently been like playing my mitigation sin tanks in PvP. and I'm sure I've annoyed quite a few people at like not dying because I'm popping DCDs properly.
I was pocket healing you on my operative. I remember you did not die. He died only once on the next match. That was it. But that's not bad. Yeah, he stayed alive.
I mean, I was also being mean. I was on my PT tank.
Are you on your PT? I thought you were on your Sin tank.
No, no, I was on my PT.
Oh, that was your. Oh. I just know you were on your tank and I was pocket healing operative. Uh, is that kind of where you want? Because you've been learning tank for a while now. Is that, I mean, you're, I would say, most known for your healing, but is to somehow get, or, not somehow, migrate to maybe tanking or just be a jack of all everything?
Oh no, no, I'm forever gonna be a healer, man. I just learned how to tank so I can understand like when tanks are popping DCDs, when their faces aren't getting blasted off by tyrants. The things that make a healer a better healer is literally tanking.
I think actually healing right aware because you're constantly looking at it as far as up there. I'm not that aware, and I'm not.
Well, I mean, as far as tanking goes, it's just like you once you learn one tank and what your DCDs do and like the damage like profiles of the boss, um, it gets better.
So what's in store for Tom in the don't have much time to really mud streams much anymore, right? Because you're working like 10 hours a day,
Oh yeah,
and you
10
probably got
hours
to
a day.
sleep the rest of the hours a day.
I mean, like I'll go to work at 7 and I'll get home around like 6:30 and then be up for like 3 or 4 hours and then go to sleep. So during those 3 or 4 hours, sure, I can mod or play or do something. But
You're free
but
today.
yeah,
Oh, you have a raid tonight.
yeah, we have raid tonight. But yeah, 4 days of work, 3 days off. It's all pretty cool.
A hot question is when are you going to run with me 11 on Sitil? I can get the title
Uh,
on. Like I put them on.
after you after you get Dreadmaster.
I have to actually get 3.
Well, I mean,
Wow. Now he's like, okay, once you get that, then I'll get you this. Then after you get this, it's kind of like I feel like the carrot, but it's.
well, no, no, no. Now it's an Argisan problem because he's your team lead for Dread Palace. So
What do you mean?
I
He's
mean,
like, no, come back and help me. Damn it. Next thing you know, we see this in the notices. Yeah, our raid team is switching to Sunday. No, not yeah, Sunday nights, Monday nights, or Tuesday nights. Well, actually, not Tuesday night because you have to actually do that early. But yeah, no, yeah. Anyways, so Tom, I want you to say more about yourself. I was so happy to get to interview you. Speak.
well, I mean, doesn't that require you to ask me questions?
No,
Toxic.
no. Um, Jay has a lot of us problems. That's what Trey said. Or yeah, that's why he's going to be going on vacation. He's already thinking, when can he go to vacation and get away from? Yeah.
It's
Yes.
not a vacation from my job. It's from Star Wars.
From my raid team. I need a vacation from my raid team, damn it. So yeah, Tom, so other than Star Wars, I know another big game that you big huge fan that is Borderlands. So my question is, are you gonna get Borderlands 3?
Probably not until it hits Steam, because I have no clue what the Epic Store is or how to use it, or if I want another platform for all my games to be on. It's just dumb.
But you do want to play it. No, you.
Oh, do I want to play the game? Yes. Will I wait until it's on Steam? Yes, because like, I don't know.
How
I
long does that
just
take?
I'm not quite sure how long it's
It's
exclusive to Epic.
gonna be at least 8 months.
8 months? Jesus.
Actually,
See that's retarded. I mean, Borderlands 3 releases, and did it release only for PC or did it release for console as well?
I don't know.
well, some of you guys may not know this, but Tom is a big Borderlands fan. By all his tunes, Lilith. And I did not know that until I got into Borderlands and played with him. Then I was like, oh yeah, now this all makes sense. So yeah, so playing with him on Borderlands, we're gonna have to do that again soon. I have to play
Oh
some
yeah.
to do it. You know how life goes.
We were supposed to, then one thing leads to another,
He
you get
was
busy.
No, he was
You
raiding. He got pulled in to do a raid for Jay. Actually, for Jay, it's like last Sunday or something. Yeah. Don't put it on me. Put it on you and read. Which it's good. So
I
anything.
release on all platforms, by the way.
on all platforms.
Yeah, like PS4, Xbox.
So I mean, why is it on Epic? Why only put it on Epic and not like every? It's just dumb. I should probably see if I can buy it straight from Gearbox, or if it's just through the Epic Game Store.
How much is it anyway?
I got no clue.
I think it's a standard 60.
Huh. Well, I'm sure we'll be seeing Tom. Tom needs to start stream. That's what Tom.
I need a computer that will let me stream. What are you talking about?
Well, you work at Amazon. I'm sure you're gonna pick up some good deals eventually.
I mean, I have a 10% discount on things that Amazon has and ships. So, and that's like up to $1,000 a year. No. It's up to $1,000 worth of products, so that equals like $100 worth of savings. So in the long run, it's not really good. But I mean, it's a little bit of money. It's like 10% off of stuff.
Yeah. So anything in the horizon for you, Tom? I mean, obviously, you started your job, so that's pretty. But is there anything else that you?
Well, I mean, it's my first job after like 2 years of like being like pretty much useless. Like I've had sciatic nerve pain, my legs just wouldn't bear any pressure and were in pain. I was on like ibuprofen like 24 hours a day for like 8 months, so now I can't have that. So I mean, basically, it's working, and I'm gonna go see a doctor and get myself checked out, make sure I'm like, how do I fix myself type of deal.
Oh yeah, you need. Were you able to um go to the doctor? I know you were able to go there or no, not yet.
Oh no, not yet. Just
Too busy.
don't too busy working, all that fun stuff. actually need money to go see the doctor, so I get paid here in 4 days.
There you go. Okay, Tom's gonna get paid in 4 days, so everybody get him up for cake money.
Wow.
Well, I am. No, I'm just kidding. I am not.
So you want me to give everyone else your cheesecake money?
Oh wait, never mind. Cancel that. Forget it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No need for cheesecake money. But yeah, that's gonna be exciting to get your first paycheck after time.
Sometimes I randomly just, think I should send Nami like cheesecake pictures just to tease her.
He does. So does Ducky. And it's so bad. I haven't had cheesecake in a long time. I went to Cheesecake Factory and I was really tempted on ordering some cheesecake. But I had oh my God, my favorite salad in the whole wide world. I would say that I have eaten is definitely Cheesecake Factory. I love the Chinese chicken salad. It is so good. It's so good. And I know that's where I go. But I order factory. But yeah, I was tempted cheesecake, but I was so no.
I mean, don't they have cheesecake to go? I mean,
They do, but I'm one of those type that if I can't, I can't order something. I'm just too full. I don't want to think. You know what I mean? I can't think about how this would taste good in 3 hours. But, so, anyways, Tom, I wish I had more questions for you. I guess probably because I know you so much. I've known you for how long? Probably a
a year or so
little
almost.
over a year. Well, I started streaming. Like I got my computer end of April. I started streaming consistently, say, getting June. That was just primarily. So I would say probably. I think I met you after starting just because I am a follower of Aquila, and I was like, damn, she has a really great mod. I'm gonna borrow him,
Borrow me.
borrow you. So, anyways, well, I want to thank Jay for being here. Honestly, thank you so much, Jay. Sharing much not only your vacation, which is amazing. I need to go on vacation. I'm thinking about Italy, beginning of next year. But
Ooh, that sounds.
yeah, I just want to be there for the wine. Not at all the Italian men, not at all. But pasta and just sipping wine. I'd love to go to Tuscany. Yeah, there you go. That's what I have in my horizon, but definitely not as exciting as yours, which is visiting all these people all in one shot. That's amazing. I really much respect for you being able to do that. I know I couldn't. I'd be like, no, I'd fly there and say, pick me up at the airport, and that's what I would be. So going out and actually seeing, I mean, you pretty much toured the United States for a good, most of the states. You drove through it. Um, what do you think? What else? Oh, also, Tom, thank you too for being here. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to ask you. Not very prepared on what to ask Tom.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow.
I don't even know what you want to share. That's the thing. I probably know more about you, but I mean, I don't know what you share. But like, I could ask you, like, so how is it modding for Aquila when Aquila drinks? Isn't it hilarious? Stuff like
Oh,
that.
What consists of modding though? That's
it's.
like blocking other people's comments kind of thing, or
I mean, basically, it's doing shoutouts for people you know the streamer wants shouted out. It's making sure that people aren't causing drama, or at least moderating the channel in a way that your streamer isn't uncomfortable. So it's basically just like it's making sure people are minding their p's and q's and like not being idiots, and it's but I mean some streamers like that, like the bigger streamers, they just have walls of texts and it's just horrible. Like I've watched some big streams, like thousand thousand people streams, and it just turns into emojis and nothing's actually being said. But I mean, in solar streams, it's kind of like you get people who say weird things, or they just like the various things that have happened in Akila's stream, or Nami's, or Rand's. Just people saying stupid stuff, trying to cause issues. Um, but I mean, each stream is different. Every streamer wants it moderated differently, and it also just comes down to you being not having your own personal bias in moderating. Like, you as a moderator, you could not like someone or disagree with someone and not like agree with what they're saying and want to moderate it, but you doing that, it's your streamer's platform. It's not your platform as a moderator. So it's just you have to kind of like separate things and do the best you can to like make sure the streams ran the way your streamer wants.
Okay.
He's like,
Yeah,
so
I don't.
Tom, can you come moderate for me since you seem to be an expert at it? Oh, also, is there any questions? I see that Trey has a question. Do you consider yourself to be stolen or rescued by Potter the other night?
Do I consider myself stolen or rescued by Potter? Can I say both?
Can I say both? Was that the
I
one?
mean,
That the one you were
uh,
doing the other night?
the other night Aquila was doing like a drunk 16 man, like Nim SNV, and I mean it was fun and it's cool, and people are are inebriated or however it's said, but yeah, it's just I don't know. Trying to do that after working 10 hours, like it was Saturday, it was my last day, so I was tired. Like I went to do raid with Potter, and I made it like 2 or 3 pulls into Dread Fortress, and Moku had to come save me because I was passed out in a zombie almost, trying to learn Bronte's Burn while like half passed out is never fun.
Yeah, Trey was part of that. I know, as well as I think Lexi too, because Akila ended up reading me. No, did she read me? No, not that day. I raided her. That's what happened. Then the next day she raided me, and we were still talking. They were still talking about it. But yeah, that's interesting. Jay is actually going to be streaming a different game, so a new game that he's doing, and so I've asked him to go ahead and get that started so that I'm going to send everybody over to Jay's. If you're not following Jay, please consider dropping him a follow. He's an amazing NIM raider for Star Wars. I'm sure that if you have any questions, I'm sure you can just ask it to him in chat, and more than happy to answer you, I'm sure. Especially for some of you that are wanting to get into reading. I got to tell you, one of the great things coming into this environment is definitely the teams. How everybody is so welcoming, giving, and understanding. And I think that's the most important thing on getting on a team is that you have that, and that really does stem from your raid lead. Uh, I know Sven, who's here. He is actually my very first raid leader. He one that said, "Okay, Nami, you're on the team. Let's go." And it's a learning NIM team. And I got to tell you, I was so pleased with the Styrac pull the other night. So very, very happy about that. We've come a long I mean, we were progging EC, and next thing you know, we're going through S&B like nothing. So that's pretty fun. And Trey was there actually. For Be nice if Trey was there again when we. But yeah, we did really well. I know. So I think that's one of the most important things is that if you're part of a team, whatever that team may be, that you just try your best and realize it's a team. It's not just a me or any of that sort of thing. It's a team, and you're working together. And some days, not everybody's going to be on their top 100%, and that's where other people up, and that's what makes definitely the success, the end reward. It just makes it so much. You actually worked hard for. So Jay, are you going to go ahead and log into your other game? Or are you already logged in? You're not
Yep.
no longer here, are you?
I just saw good. No, I'm still.
Oh, you're still here.
Wait. We missed the most important thing. And Jay slacking. Jay always slacks. He's kind of lazy.
Hey, those make the best people.
Because they don't care.
Is very
So I
like,
mean,
I'm not, yeah.
we're talking about raids and getting people into them, and Jay's just like sitting here quietly, and it's like Jay does run Lightning Adepts, which is like the feeder guild for Lightning Masters. Lightning Adepts is for people who like want to learn mechanics, for like your story mode raiders, but you want to go into hard mode, you want to progress into NIM. So it's like Jay runs that.
Yeah. If anyone that is on Satil Sean, feel free to message me about joining and stuff like that, or any other.
You'll see me there. I have a couple tunes in there. So yeah, I think even Sly has a tune in there now that I think about it. Sly, don't you have a tune over in Lightning Adepts? Yes, he also is our raid leader, or I'm sorry, guild leader as well. You haven't done much. Okay, so Sly's lazy too. No, Sly's been really busy. Actually, her husband is working at Amazon, same place as Tom. So what I would like to do is get you guys over to Jay. Please give him a follow. If you like watching raids, definitely you got to hit him with a follow. I know he streams the raids as well, so his play is going to be a lot better than mine. So you want to follow him and watch his stream or do a multi-stream. You can put up 2 people. And what I'm going to do is get you over to him, and I will see you guys. Let me see. I'm going to find where Jay is. Where? Oh, there we go. I see him now. Is go. Oh, where's I get an ad? That's oh my gosh! Look, an ad for Borderlands 3. How telling. Okay, so I'm going to get you guys over to Jay. Thank you guys for being here. Normally the interviews are going to be a little bit shortened, and it's going to be encompassed with the podcast on Sundays. I do appreciate that you guys did come out and hang out with us. I've been wanting to interview Tom for a long time, but honestly, I can't really interview Tom. I just realized that. He's like a dear close friend of mine, and it's like I don't know what to ask him. I know pretty much everything that's going on. So but if you have any questions for either one of the guys, feel free to hit them up. I know for sure they're in. Jay, do you have a link to your Discord in your channel?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to get in Jay's Discord, go ahead and click that link in his stream and join. If you want to get out and do some stuff with regard to rating and whatnot like that, just hit him up. He is an awesome guy. Thank you so much. He's taken me under his wing. If he can take me, he'll probably take all of you. Anyways, I am going to get you guys over to Jay, and I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your night. And if I don't see you tomorrow, enjoy the rest. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for